You already know Chat and MidJourney, but what about the AI tools no one is talking about? In today's video, we're gonna show you 5 of them. So stay till the end so you don't miss anything. No. One is called Wonder and it will literally blow your mind. What is this? Well, it's an AI tool that can generate images from text, kind of like MidJourney or Stable Diffusion. But here's the thing, it uses a different diffusion model that is not just trained on images, but also text descriptions and a bunch of other data sources. So the output images are way more detailed and realistic than what you get from other tools. For example, if you type in photo of a cute puppy playing in the snow, it will generate an image that looks like an actual photograph. The detail is insane. You can zoom in and even see the texture of the dog's fur. And it's not just dogs. You can generate anything you want, like a cyberpunk city or a portrait of a beautiful woman. And the quality is just mind-blowing. It's almost indistinguishable from a real photo. Now here's the best part. Wonder is completely free to use. You don't need any credits or tokens. All you need is an account and you can generate as many images as you want. No. 2 is a super cool tool that lets you create avatars for your social media profiles using AI. Just imagine having an avatar that looks just like you, but in a stylish and cool way. Well, now you can with AI. This tool uses a process called style transfer to take your regular photo and turn it into an avatar. Here's how it works. First, you upload a photo of yourself to the website. Then you choose a style for your avatar. There are tons of different styles to choose from, like cartoon, anime, cyberpunk, and more. After that, you click on Generate Avatar and wait a few seconds. And boom, you have a unique avatar that you can use on social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or Discord. It's a fun way to spice up your online presence and make your profile stand out. The best part is that you can try it out for free by signing up for an account. Next up is an AI tool. That takes your writing to the next level. It uses advanced natural language processing to analyze your writing and provide suggestions for improvement. Whether you're a student working on an essay or a professional writing a report, Grammarly can help you save time and write better. It's like having a personal editor by your side, making sure your writing is always top-notch. Now let's get back to the video. 3 is a tool that makes video editing a breeze. It is an online video editor that uses AI to automatically edit your videos based on the style you choose. Just think about it. You can create professional-looking videos in minutes without any editing skills. It's perfect for beginners or anyone who wants to save time on video editing. Now here's how it works. You upload your video files to the website and choose a style. There are tons of different styles to choose from, like cinematic, travel, or gaming. After that, you click on Edit Video and wait a few seconds, and there you go. You have a fully edited video that you can share on social media or anywhere else. One thing too, keep in mind is that the free plan has some limitations. If you want to remove the watermark and access all the features, you need to upgrade to the paid plan. No4 is an AI tool that helps you find the best places to travel based on your preferences. Imagine planning your next trip with ease by answering just a few simple questions. It is like having a travel agent that knows you personally and can suggest destinations that match your interests. With this tool, you can discover hidden gems that you wouldn't have found otherwise. The way it works is pretty cool. You answer a few questions about your travel style, like whether you prefer mountains or beaches, luxury or budget, and so on. Then it uses AI to suggest destinations that match your preferences. It even gives you a score from 1 to 100 to show how well the destination matches your criteria. You can also add places to your wish list and get more information about them. It's a great way to get some inspiration for your next trip and explore new destinations. 5 is an AI tool that helps you come up with content ideas based on the topics you provide. It's like having a brainstorming partner that never runs out of ideas. Whether you're a content creator, a marketer, or just someone who needs some creative inspiration, this tool can help you come up with fresh and engaging ideas. The way it works is pretty simple. You enter a topic or keyword and it uses AI to generate a list of content ideas. You can use these ideas as they are or modify them to fit your needs. It's a great way to overcome writer's block and come up with new and innovative content. So there you have it, 5 AI tools that you may have never heard of. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one. Okay, this is a slightly different kind of video today. First off, let me just say that if you're new here and you're looking for cool tools to make your life easier, your work life easier, whatever, this is the channel for you. So please consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon so you get notified when I put out a new video. I put out a new video every single week. Now with that said, let's go ahead and dive into this topic. This is something that I've been thinking about for a while. Why do I always talk about these hidden gem tools? Like, why don't I just stick to the really popular ones? And the reason is because yes, they're popular for a reason, right? They're good tools. But I feel like these hidden gem tools that I find and share with you guys, they give you a little bit of an advantage. Either they're way cheaper than the popular tool, they're more powerful than the popular tool for what you're trying to accomplish, or they rate just ahead of the curve. And I think that gives you a little bit of an advantage. Let me give you some examples. So first off, let's take a look at the most obvious one. When I first started this channel, I was talking about all the apps that I was using to organize my life and manage my time and be more productive. And the one most viewed video on this channel by far is the Todoist versus TickTick video. And it's funny because both of those tools are very popular. I didn't discover them. I just compared them. But the reason that people watch that video and continue to watch that video over and over again is because, well, people want to know which one is better, right? And they want to know how to get the most out of it. And it gives you an idea of like, hey, maybe there's a better way to do things. Maybe there's a better app that I can use to help me organize my life. So that was kind of like the first example. The next one is probably one of my favorites. So a couple years ago, I had this idea that I wanted to have a second brain. I wanted to be able to capture everything that I knew, everything that I learned, everything that I experienced, and just store it in a digital location so I could access it later. And I started building this system and I showed it to a bunch of friends and they were like, yeah, you should make a video about this. So I did. And I built this entire workflow that worked really well for me, and I called it the Zettelkasten method, even though I wasn't the inventor of Zettelkasten. I was just using that method and applying it to my life in a certain way. And the response was overwhelming. A lot of people loved it, and it gave them an advantage when it came to writing books or writing papers or organizing their thoughts and their ideas. And then another one that comes to mind is the video that I did on building a second brain in 2020. That video went viral and it reached a ton of people, and it gave people an idea of like, hey, maybe there's a better way to do things, right? Maybe there's a way to improve my workflow and become more productive. So the point is that when you have a hidden gem, when you have a tool that not a lot of people know about, or a workflow or a method, it gives you an advantage. It gives you a leg up on the competition. You could use it for good. You could use it for bad. But at the end of the day, it's up to you. So I guess the takeaway from all of this is that if you want to learn more about hidden gem tools, subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. If you want to learn about the latest and greatest tools that are out there, that not a lot of people know about, then this is the channel for you. I will continue to hunt for hidden gems and share them with you guys, and hopefully give you a leg up on the competition. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit that thumbs up button below. It helps a lot. And I will see you in the next video. In the meantime, have a great day. So over the last few weeks, I've been showcasing different tools to help you leverage AI to be more productive, make more money, and just generally get your life together. And in today's video, I want to share with you the #1 tool that I am currently using to do all of the above. It's a new tool and it's an AI productivity booster that does one thing really well, which is taking boring, repetitive tasks that take up a lot of our time and automating them, so we can focus on higher value activities. So let me give you a few examples of how I am using it, and then you can decide if it has something that you want to start implementing into your workflow. The first way that I'm using this tool is to automate my scheduling. Now, if you follow me, you know that I love to use Motion AI for scheduling because it allows me to batch out my content across multiple platforms at once, saving me a ton of time. The problem is that while it's great at suggesting content, it doesn't actually post it for me. And so what I've been doing is using this tool called Auto-Publish. What this tool does is connect to your various social media accounts and takes the content that you've already scheduled and posts it for you. So now, instead of having to go into each platform and hit publish, I can do it all in one go by setting up an automation. And I've also been using it to automatically send out my newsletter when new episodes drop. So if you're subscribed to my newsletter, you'll see that every Friday when a new episode goes live, it automatically gets sent out to the subscribers. I've also been using it to automate my podcast publishing. As you know, I recently started a podcast, and every time I record an episode, I would have to manually upload it to various platforms. But now, thanks to Auto-Publish, I can do it all in one go by connecting my various platforms and then setting up an automation. The second way that I'm using auto-publish is to automate my knowledge management. If you're anything like me, then you probably consume a ton of content, whether it's books, podcasts, articles, and you find yourself wanting to remember the key points so you can actually apply them to your life. So what I've been doing is using an app called Mem AI to take notes from the things that I am reading and listening to and then automatically summarizing them for me so I can actually remember what I've learned. I can do this by connecting Mem AI to the apps that I'm already using, whether it's Apple Books, Audible, Pocket, or any other app that you use to consume content. And then whenever I finish listening to a book or reading an article, I can just press the button and it will generate a summary for me. I can then add my own thoughts and reflections to the summary and save it to Notion. And now I have a searchable database of all the key ideas from all the books and articles that I've consumed. All right. So these are just 2 ways that I am using auto-publish to automate boring tasks so I can focus on higher value activities. But I wanted to give you some ideas of what automations you could set up in your own life. Here are 5 examples to get you thinking. No. 1. Automatically tweet the latest YouTube shorts when you publish them so you can drive more traffic to your videos. Number 2. Automatically send a message to your team whenever there is an update on a project that you're all working on. 3. Automatically add people to a new Notion page whenever they fill out a form. 4. Automatically post your LinkedIn articles to other social media platforms to get more reach. Or 5. Automatically generate captions for your videos and then upload them to TikTok. Now before we wrap up, I wanted to share with you a tool that will help you level up your productivity game even further. With that said, I hope you enjoyed today's video and I will see you in the next one. Finally, I can share with you guys something that I've been working on for a while. Remember how I always talk about bringing you tools that can help you make money, save time, and just be more creative? Well, today is no different. So let me reveal to you tool number 2. Now before I do that, if you're not already part of our community, consider joining. It's free and we share a lot of value in there. Also, please like this video because it helps us out a lot. And finally, please stick around until the end because I want to give you something absolutely amazing. So what is tool number 2? You may have seen my previous videos where I talk about some of my favorite AI tools such as Runway Gen 2, which is one of the best free AI image generators out there and also one of my favorites because it has so many customization options. Well, tool number 2 is kind of like Runway, but with some really cool differences. Let me show you. Here I am in tool number 2, and the first thing you might notice is how similar the interface is to Runway. That's because they've basically taken the best parts of Runway and improved on them. So here I can click on any of these templates and let us say I want to create a portrait. What I like about Runway is that I can type in anything that I want. So here I'll just type in a woman and then I can select from any of these different images that it generates. Now what I really like about tool number 2 is that it gives me additional options that I don't get with Runway. For example, I can now choose the aspect ratio. So if I want a square image, which is great for social media posts, I can just select that right here. I can also change the resolution. So if I want a high resolution image, maybe I'm gonna use this for a poster or a banner, I can just select that. And finally, I can also select the model. So if I'm not a fan of the default models that they have, which they do have quite a few, I can just select one of these instead. Now once I'm happy with everything, I can just click on generate and see what happens. What's cool is that I can also upload my own photo and then use this AI to upscale it and make it a complete masterpiece. So here I have this picture of my daughter, and if I upload it here, I can then choose to either use it as a reference or completely transform it. So if I select reference, it's going to use this photo and then generate a new image based on it. So here it says looking like an UPA, and I can also add some extra prompt here. So I'll just say beautiful woman and then it will generate an image of her that looks more like a beautiful woman. If I select transform photo, it will completely transform this image into whatever I want. So here I'll just say a cyberpunk style and see what happens. Now you might be wondering why should I use tool number 2 when I can already do all this with Runway? And it is free? Well, first of all, it's still in beta, which means it's not available to everyone yet. But even when it does become available, I think it is going to be very useful for people who are just getting started with AI art, because the interface is so easy to use. They have all these different templates and they also have a lot of free credits. So you can play around with it without having to pay for it. But if you do want to use it more, you can actually purchase credits here. And the pricing is pretty straightforward. It is only $15 a month to get 300 credits, and each image that you generate costs 1 credit. So this can actually end up being cheaper than other AI art generators. Alright, so what is the catch? Is there anything negative about tool number 2? Well, not really. The only thing I can think of is that it doesn't have as many advanced prompt options as something like MidJourney. So if you are one of those people who really likes to get granular with your prompts, and you know exactly what you want, you might find MidJourney to be a better option. But for most people who just want to have fun with AI art and maybe make some money on the side, I think tool no. 2 is a great option. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it useful. Please remember to hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you in the next video. In this video, we're going to talk about tool number 3. This is a student-focused tool or work-focused tool. So if you are a student or working professional, you will love this one. And it is free to use with some limitations. As always, we have a free version and a paid version. The paid version comes with, of course, more features and capabilities. But before we get into what the tool is and how to use it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future tips, tricks, and tutorials. Also, please consider liking the video because it really helps us reach a wider audience and motivates us to create more videos like this one. Thank you in advance for your consideration. So without further ado, let's get started. So tool no. 3 is called Elicit AI and it's available at elicit.org. It's completely free to use. You just sign up and then you can start using it right away. They also have a Chrome extension which is completely free as well. What this tool does is that it helps you find research papers and understand them better. So whether you are a student or a working professional, you can use this tool to find research papers, understand them better, and summarize them as well. So let me show you how it works. Once you log in, this is what your dashboard looks like. On the left-hand side, you have all these options and you can start a new research. You can explore research. You can look at your profile and your settings. Let's click on New Research. Once we click on New Research, we can name our research. Let's just call this one Research 1 and click on Create Research. Then we can add a research question or a research topic. Let's add one that I'm familiar with. So let's type in something like, what is the impact of social media on mental health? Click on Add Question, then click on Find Sources. Now Elicit AI will start finding research papers based on your topic. And it will show you the sources here, so you can see the title of the paper, the authors, the publication date, and the source. You can also filter these results by year, subject area, and other criteria. So let's say you want to see only the papers published in 2023. You can select 2023 from the filter and it will show you only the papers published in 2023. Similarly, if you want to see the papers published in a specific subject area, you can select that as well. Now, once you find a paper that you're interested in, you can click on Read Paper and it will open the paper in a new tab. You can also save the paper to your research by clicking on Save Source. If you click on the paper, you will see a summary of the paper as well as the key findings. You can also generate a new summary if you want to change the summary. Now this is really helpful because sometimes the papers are not summarized properly and you can generate a new summary to see if it is better. And that's not all. You can also ask Elicit AI questions about the paper. For example, you can ask, what is the main finding of the study? And it will answer your question based on the paper. You can also ask follow-up questions. For example, after asking the first question, you can ask, what is the sample size? And it will answer your question based on the paper. This is really helpful because sometimes you read a paper and you forget some of the details. And you can always come back to Elicit AI and ask questions about the paper. Another thing you can do with Elicit AI is highlight the text in the paper and ask for a definition of that term. For example, you can highlight the word depression and ask, what is depression? And it will give you the definition of depression based on the context of the paper. You can also add your own definitions to Elicit AI so that it can use them when answering your questions. For example, if you're an expert in a certain field, you can add your own definition of a term and Elicit AI will use your definition when answering questions about that term. And that's not all. You can also use Elicit AI to generate a new research question based on the existing research. For example, you can ask, what are some potential solutions to the problem of social media addiction? And it will generate a new research question for you. This is really helpful if you're feeling stuck in your research and you can't seem to come up with a new research question. All in all, Elicit AI is a really powerful tool that can help you with your research in a number of ways. Whether you're a student or a working professional, I highly recommend checking it out. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video. What's up everybody? It's me here. And in today's video, we are doing something a little bit different. Instead of giving you one tool that might be useful for your business, I am actually going to give you 4 tools that can help you save time and make more money. And the best part is all 4 of these tools are completely free to use. So let's jump right into it. Tool No. 1. ChatGPT. Now, I know you've probably heard of ChatGPT before. If not, you've been living under a rock. ChatGPT is an AI chat, but that can help you with just about anything. Need some help writing an email? Ask ChatGPT. Need some help coming up with a new product to sell? Ask ChatGPT. Need some help with Facebook ads? Ask ChatGPT. There are literally endless things that you can do with this tool, which is why I put it at the top of the list. The possibilities are really endless. You can use it to generate ideas, create content, automate your customer service. The list goes on and on. The only limitation is really your own imagination. Now, the cool thing about ChatGPT is that it's completely free to use. But if you want to get access to the more advanced features, you have to pay a monthly fee. But honestly, I think the free version is more than enough for most people. If you're just getting started, I highly recommend checking it out. Tool No. 2. Canva. If you're looking for a tool that can help you create stunning visuals for your business, then look no further than Canva. Canva is an online design tool that allows you to create everything from social media posts to presentations to logos and so much more. What's more, it is completely free to use and there are a ton of templates available so you can get started quickly. In addition, Canva also has a drag and drop editor, which means you don't need any design skills to create professional looking materials. Overall, Canva is a fantastic tool for any entrepreneur looking to create high quality visuals for their business. Tool No. 3. Google Workspace. Google Workspace is a suite of online tools that includes email, calendar, Drive, and more. It's a great way to stay organized and keep track of your work. Plus, it's completely free for personal use. However, if you want to use it for your business, then you have to pay a monthly fee. But honestly, I think it's worth it if you're serious about growing your business. Now, the great thing about Google Workspace is that it integrates well with other Google products such as Analytics and AdSense. This means that you can easily track your website traffic and earnings from your email campaigns. Plus, Google Workspace also offers a variety of tools that can help you automate your marketing efforts. Overall, it's a powerful and versatile platform that can help you take your business to the next level. Tool No. 4. An AI that can help entrepreneurs. Now, this is a tool that I've been playing around with lately and I am really impressed with what it has to offer. Basically, it's an AI tool that can help you with all aspects of your business. Whether you need help creating a website, generating business ideas, or automating your sales emails, it can do it all. And the best part is it's completely free to use. In fact, with this tool, you can leverage the power of AI to automate your boring tasks so you can focus on growing your business. For example, you can use it to create a professional-looking website in minutes without having to code or hire a web developer. You can also use it to generate new business ideas based on your interests and skills. Plus, it can help you automate your sales emails so you can close more deals and make more money. So if you're an entrepreneur looking to take your business to the next level, then I highly recommend checking out this AI. It's a game changer and it can help you achieve success faster than you ever thought possible. Now, I could go on and on about all the amazing tools that are out there to help entrepreneurs like you. But I think you get the point. There are a ton of resources available and I want to encourage you to go out there and find the ones that work best for you and your business. Remember, the best tool out there is the one that helps you save time and make more money. So keep that in mind as you're exploring all the options. Who knows, you might just find the perfect tool that takes your business to the next level. That being said, I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, make sure to leave me a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. In today's video, we're diving into Tool No. 5, which is our wild card. This tool can be anything from generating music to designing games and even helping you come up with AI recipes for cooking. The possibilities are endless. So let's see what we have here. So in this example, I asked it to generate a catchy J-pop song about a robot who falls in love with a human. And look at what it came up with. It's actually really good. The lyrics are surprisingly catchy and the tune is pretty solid too, you know? If you ignore the fact that it starts with a robot vacuum cleaning the streets of Tokyo, which kind of sets a weird tone. But maybe that's just me. Anyway, you can generate different styles of music and even use your own lyrics to get the AI to compose a tune for you. It's like having your very own AI songwriter, but without the endless coffee runs and bad karaoke renditions. Just kidding. That's all me. But our robot vacuum cleaner has a bigger dream than just sweeping the floors. He wants to be a DJ and win the heart of his crush, DJ Polly. But hold on a second. Is this AI vacuum cleaner secretly a transformer? Because suddenly we're getting some serious Autobot vibes. Maybe I need to rewatch the original Transformers movie. Anyway, back to our would-be DJ. How does he win the heart of his crush? By entering the hottest DJ battle of the century against none other than Santa Claus himself. Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean, who doesn't love a good old-fashioned DJ battle between a robot vacuum cleaner and Santa? The crowd goes wild as our hero takes to the decks and drops a sick beat that makes the whole club jump. Even Santa Claus takes off his sack for a moment to show his support. In the end, our hero wins the battle and the heart of DJ Polly. They dance the night away as the robot vacuum cleaner transforms into a sleek sports car. Wait, did he just turn into a DeLorean? This is officially the most metal Christmas special ever. Who needs a time machine when you have a robot vacuum cleaner who can also DJ? Okay, let's take a break from robot DJs and talk about something a little more grounded, like building your own game. With this tool, you can create your own games with just a few clicks. You don't need to code or design graphics. You can even use your own story and characters to create a unique gaming experience. Let's see how it works with an example. I asked it to create a game based on the legend of King Arthur and the Holy Grail. And this is what I got. You can play as King Arthur and go on quests to find the Holy Grail. You can also assemble your own Knights of the Round Table and battle enemies like the evil wizard Morgan Le Fay. Of course, your goal is to find the Holy Grail, which will give you powers beyond your wildest dreams. Okay, not exactly groundbreaking, but you get the idea. This tool can help you make your own games without having to learn how to code or design graphics. But wait, there's more. This tool can also help you come up with ideas for your next meal. For example, you could ask it to generate a recipe for a chicken parmesan pizza. And then voila, it spits out a list of ingredients and instructions that you can follow to make your own cheesy masterpiece. Or maybe you're more in the mood for something sweet. No problem. Ask the AI to generate a recipe for chocolate lava cake and it'll oblige with this tool. The only limit is your imagination. But don't worry if you're feeling uninspired, because it's also great at coming up with ideas. Just ask it to generate ideas for meals using chicken, parmesan, and pizza. And then it'll spit out a list of suggestions that you can choose from. The same goes for baking. If you're in the mood for chocolate, ask it to generate ideas for chocolate desserts and then pick your favorite with this tool by your side. You'll never have to suffer through another boring meal or dessert again, unless you want to. Of course. So you know how some people will take a certain type of medicine and then tell everyone around them how great it is. Well, that's not how I roll. I'd rather tell you when something doesn't work out as planned because you might just end up saving some time and money by listening to me. So here's how I tested them. First, I took each supplement for about a week straight while working on my computer all day. This was to see if it would help with my productivity, specifically if it could help me focus better so I could get more stuff done. Second, I took them while coming up with YouTube ideas for 2 days straight. This was to see if it could help me be more creative. And third, I took them for 10 days straight while I worked on my side hustle, which is my online store. This was to see if it could help me make more sales. Now, I'm not gonna lie, some of these were duds and didn't do much at all. But I'll also tell you which ones did surprise me and in what ways. So the first one I tried was Alpha Brain by a well-known supplement company. I took this one every single day for the 3 weeks straight, and I have to say, I noticed absolutely no difference whatsoever. It didn't seem to help with productivity, creativity, or making more sales. So honestly, it was a total waste of money in my opinion. The next one I tried was Saw Palmetto. Again, I took this one every single day for the 3 weeks straight. And I have to say I noticed absolutely no difference whatsoever. It didn't seem to help with productivity, creativity, or making more sales. So honestly, it was a total waste of money in my opinion. Next up we have Neurotropin. Now this one actually did surprise me a bit because I noticed that I had a lot more energy when I took it. But unfortunately, it didn't last very long. So maybe an hour or so after taking it, I would feel this surge of energy and then it would kind of go away. And the weird thing is that sometimes I would feel more focused during that hour, but other times I wouldn't. So it really just kind of hit or miss. And as far as helping with productivity, creativity, or making more sales, I noticed absolutely no difference. Next up we have El Tirocini. Now this one I actually really liked because it gave me a very slight boost in energy throughout the whole day, so it wasn't like a super noticeable difference. But it was definitely there. I felt more motivated and more focused, so that's why I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. Next up we have Omega 3. Now this one actually surprised me a bit because I noticed that I had a little bit more focus when I took it, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. So maybe an hour or so after taking it, my focus would go away, so that's why I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. Next up we have B12. Now this one actually did surprise me a bit because I noticed that I had a little bit more motivation when I took it, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. So maybe an hour or so after taking it, my motivation would go away, so that's why I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. Next up we have caffeine. Now this one actually did surprise me a bit because I noticed that I had a little bit more focus when I took it, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. So maybe an hour or so after taking it, my focus would go away, so that's why I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, we have choline. Now this one actually did surprise me a bit because I noticed that I had a little bit more motivation when I took it, but unfortunately it didn't last very long. So maybe an hour or so after taking it, my motivation would go away, so that's why I give this one 3 out of 5 stars. So as you can see, some of these supplements did have some benefits, but none of them were consistent. They only seemed to work every now and then. And when it came to helping with productivity, creativity, or making more sales, none of them really did anything significant. Now, I know that I just spent 3 weeks taking these supplements and testing them out for you guys, and I appreciate that. But the truth is that nothing I found in this video really worked all that well. So I would say save your money and just focus on getting enough sleep, eating healthy, and exercising. Those are the 3 things that have made the biggest difference for me when it comes to productivity, creativity, and overall well-being. Alright, we've tested 13 different text-to-image AI tools, some of which are free and some of which cost money. So in this video, we're gonna rank them from worst to best hidden gem. There's gonna be some surprises in here, so let's get right into it. First off, in last place is Sora, which was created by Google. It's completely free to use, but it does require you to sign up for an account. The biggest problem with Sora is that the images that it generates are just not very good. They're blurry, they're pixelated, they don't really look like anything. It's really hard to describe what's wrong with them, but when you look at them, you just kind of know, and unfortunately, there's really not much customization that you can do either. Like you can't even change the aspect ratio of the final image. So it's not surprising that Sora is in last place. Now in second to last place, we have Night Cafe. Now the images that Night Cafe generates are actually pretty good. Like if I was just scrolling through this website, I probably wouldn't think twice about it. I'd probably think, wow, this is really cool. However, there are 2 major problems with Night Cafe. First one being that it's extremely slow. Like if you want to generate 25 images, well, you're gonna have to wait 25 minutes because each image takes 9 minutes to generate. And the second problem with Night Cafe is that the pricing is pretty confusing. So they have this system where you have to buy these credits, and then you have to link your PayPal account, and then it automatically charges your PayPal account every time you run out of credits. And then also they charge you based on how many images you generate. So there is no way to set a budget in advance and then have it automatically stop charging you once you hit that budget. In second to last place, we have Jasper. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard of Jasper. It is one of the most popular all-in-one marketing tools out there, and now they have an AI text-to-image generator built into their platform. However, there are some problems with this. The first one being that it's not free to use. In fact, it's quite expensive. You gonna have to pay $15 per month plus $20 per 1,000 images that you generate. And you only get 50 free images per month. So yeah, it's not cheap. And the second problem with Jasper is that it doesn't have a free plan. So unlike other tools where you can test them out before you pay for them, you can't really do that with Jasper. You're just gonna have to jump right in and start paying. Next up, we have MidJourney. If you're watching this video, chances are you've probably heard of MidJourney. It's one of the most popular text-to-image AI tools out there. They have a completely free plan so you can try it out for yourself. But the main problem with Midway is that it's very, very slow. Like it takes forever to generate an image. Also, there are some limitations with the free plan. For example, you can only upload 20 images per month. Also, they recently increased the price. So before you used to be able to generate 200 images for $10. But now you can only generate 200 images for $20. Okay, now we're getting into the good stuff. Adobe Firefly is completely free to use. They've made it open source, which means that anybody can download it and install it onto their own computer. And then they can generate images completely for free, without having to worry about any servers or anything like that. The only problem with Adobe Firefly is that the quality of the images just aren't as good as some of the other competitors out there. Crayon is another tool that's completely free to use. It's made by the same people who created Runway ML. Now Crayon has a ton of features. You can use Stable Diffusion, you can use Dolly 2, you can upscale images, you can remove backgrounds. It's got a lot of really cool stuff. The only problem with Crayon is that the text generation capabilities are not that great. It's not horrible, but it's definitely not amazing either. Wonder is another tool that's completely free to use. They also have a ton of features. They're not just limited to text to image. You can remove backgrounds, you can crop images, you can resize images, you can even animate images. However, the problem with Wonder is that sometimes the generated images can be a little bit weird looking. Like if you look at some of these images, they almost look like they were generated by an AI that was trained on mostly artwork. And that's why it is creating these really abstract images. Combining gives you access to Stable Diffusion 2.1, which is the latest version of Stable Diffusion, which is one of the best open source text-to-image AI models out there. It also has the most advanced prompt guidance out there, so you can create some really awesome looking images. It's not free, but it's also not that expensive. It's only $15 per month, and you get 1,000 images. Jasper is another tool that I was surprised by. I didn't realize that it was made by Stability AI, the creators of Stable Diffusion. It's completely free to use. You get 150 free images per month. It has a ton of awesome features like you can import your own images and then they'll reimagine them. You can also remix images. You can add text on top of images. Finally, in first place, we have Light Cafe. Now you might be asking, wait a minute, didn't you say Night Cafe earlier? Well, yeah, I did. Well, Light Cafe is basically the same thing as Night Cafe, except with Light Cafe. They fixed all the problems that I mentioned earlier with Night Cafe. So it's still really slow. But they fixed the pricing issue and they fixed the issue where you had to log in with PayPal. With Light Cafe, you can sign up for an account completely for free. They also have paid plans. However, they're not nearly as expensive as Night Cafe. And the best part is that they make it really easy to compare different images. Like if I hover over these two images, I can easily drag them side to side and then I can decide which one looks better. In today's fast-paced world of AI development, new tools and platforms are popping up every day. Some are good, some are bad, and some are downright useless. But every now and then a tool comes along that truly surprises you with its capabilities. For me, that tool is Stable LM. Now you might be thinking, okay, another image generator, right? Well, hold on, because Stable LM is not just any image generator. It's an open source text-to-image AI that is completely free to use and has no watermarks. Let me repeat that. It's completely free with no watermarks, and you know what? It's really good. Now I've used a ton of AI image generators, from the ones that cost hundreds of dollars a month to the free ones with limitations and watermarks. So I think I have a pretty good understanding of what makes an image generator stand out. And let me tell you, Stable LM does that in a big way. First off, the quality of the images is really impressive. They're sharp, they're detailed, and they're just plain cool. Take this image I generated, for example. I asked it to create an illustration of a robot kicking a soccer ball and the results were just fantastic. The robot is well defined. The ball has a nice texture and the lighting and shadows are all in the right places. I was genuinely surprised by how good this image turned out. Now generating a single image is all well and good. But what if you want to generate an entire series of images? Maybe you rate creating a comic, or you rate illustrating a story. Or maybe you just like having a bunch of cool images to look at. Well, Stable LM has got you covered. You can generate up to 100 images with a single prompt. And the best part is that each image is numbered, so you can easily keep track of them. And here's a little pro tip from me. If you want to make sure that all the images in your series are related, try putting the prompt in quotation marks. This tells StableM to only generate images based on that prompt and not get too creative with anything else. Now I know what you're thinking. Great images and easy to use. Those are pretty important. But there's one thing that matters even more: variety. Can StableLM deliver on that? Well, let me show you. I asked it to create images of a cyberpunk cityscape, and each one is unique and interesting. There is a nice variety of colors and lighting effects, and each image has a different feel to it. The same goes for the robot kicking soccer ball. Each image is slightly different, and you get a whole range of expressions and poses. So we've talked about the quality of the images and the ease of use and the variety. But what about speed? After all, generating images can take a while, and you don't want to be waiting around forever. With StableLM, you don't have to. Images load fairly quickly, and you can generate up to 100 images in just a few minutes. Plus, there's no watermarks, which means you can use these images for whatever you want. Now I should mention that StableLM is still in beta, which means it's not officially finished yet. But the team behind it is working hard to release new updates and features. And since it's open source, you can actually help out by contributing code or by giving feedback on the project. Now I've been using StableLM for a little over a week now, and I've been blown away by what this tool can do. It is definitely one of the most impressive AI image generators that I've used. And it is completely free, so there's really no reason not to try it out. Whether you're an artist looking for inspiration, a designer needing some cool graphics, or just someone who likes messing around with AI tools, StableLM is definitely worth checking out. Alright, so I want to hear from you. What AI tool has surprised you lately? Maybe you've discovered a new platform, or you've had an amazing experience with a particular AI. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and hey, if you like this video, don't forget to hit subscribe. MidJourney can generate some mind-blowing images, but combining it with other tools can make it even more powerful. In this video, we'll look at 4 simple tools that will take your workflow to the next level. Let's get started. Tool No. 1. Adding a prompt to generate variations of an image. Imagine having a fantastic image generated by MidJourney, but you want to explore a few different variations of it. Instead of going through the entire generation process again, tweaking the prompt slightly, you can use the image you already have to generate variations. And the best part is you don't need to leave the MidJourney website or app. Simply follow these steps. Take the image you want to use as a reference and click on Use Image to generate. A pop-up window will appear with 4 options for you to choose from. Now simply select Generate Variations and click on Start. MidJourney will then generate 4 variations of your original image using the same prompt. This way you can easily experiment with different versions of your initial idea. Tool No. 2. Using a template for more control over image generation. Templates offer more control over the composition and layout of your images. They allow you to specify things like the aspect ratio, whether you want an image with or without a horizon, and even the presence of people in the scene. This can be particularly useful if you have a specific vision for your image. To use a template, navigate to the Templates tab in the menu. You'll find a variety of options here. For this example, let's choose Full Body Portrait. We'll then be prompted to select our exported image. Once uploaded, MidJourney will utilize the template to generate our image with the specified characteristics. This tool is fantastic for those times when you want to guide MidJourney towards a particular style or composition. Tool No. 3. Creating GIFs with the Export Video feature. Did you know that MidJourney can create videos? Well, not in the traditional sense of generating a video clip with moving objects. But what it can do is create a series of images that play in succession, giving the illusion of movement. It's almost like a flip book. This can be especially fun if you're trying to depict something that has a cyclical or repeating motion. To create a GIF, go to the top right corner and click on Export Video. Here you can adjust the duration of each frame and the number of frames per second. You can also select the aspect ratio for your video. If you want a vertical video for social media stories, you can select 9:16. Once you've adjusted these settings, click on Start Export. The process may take a few moments, but the result will be worth it. You can then save this video and share it wherever you like. Tool number 4. Enhancing your images with Stable Diffusion. Stable Diffusion is another popular image generation tool. While MidJourney excels at creating artistic and stylized images, Stable Diffusion is great at generating more realistic photographs, so why not combine the creativity of MidJourney with the realism of Stable Diffusion? You can actually use MidJourney images as input for Stable Diffusion, taking your images to the next level of detail and realism. First, generate an image in MidJourney that you like. Click on Copy Image URL, then go to Stable Diffusion and click on New Image. Paste the URL from MidJourney into the prompt box. As a note, remove the word image at the beginning of the URL. Finally, hit Generate and wait for the image to process. You should now have a more realistic version of your original MidJourney image. Combining tools for a powerful workflow. By integrating these tools into your workflow, you can truly maximize the power of MidJourney and other AI art generators. Remember to explore, experiment, and have fun. Don't forget to share your creations with us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy AI generating. The day is finally here. We have reached the last part of our epic 13-part series on the global economic crisis, and it is time to discuss how we are going to fix this mess. Part 12, the closing challenge. If you're new here, welcome. Make sure to subscribe for more updates on all things economics. And if you want to start from the beginning of this series, click the link in the description below. In the last video, we discussed the role that government spending cuts and tax increases will play in bringing down inflation. While these two factors certainly have an impact on how fast inflation will come down, it isn't entirely up to the government. There are 3 other variables that also play a big role in determining the pace of disinflation. These variables can make or break an economy during times like these. So let's see what they are and how they can be best managed. Number 1, interest rates. When it comes to fighting inflation, higher interest rates are always the go-to solution. Higher interest rates slow down borrowing and spending, which in turn reduces demand. Lower demand means that businesses have less incentive to raise prices, thus bringing down inflation. However, there is such a thing as the high of an interest rate. If interest rates are increased too much or too quickly, it can cause a recession or even a depression. A recession will cause unemployment to rise, which will cause a drop in consumer spending, which in turn will cause inflation to fall very quickly. This is not necessarily a bad thing. But if inflation falls too quickly, it can lead to a deflationary spiral, which is when prices keep falling because people keep spending less and less. Deflation is bad because it incentivizes people to save more and spend less, which brings prices down further, which causes people to save more and spend less. And it becomes a vicious cycle. Number 2, oil prices. The price of oil is one of the biggest factors when it comes to inflation. This is because oil is used to transport just about everything. It is also used to make plastics, fertilizers, pesticides, and countless other products that we use every day. The price of oil affects the cost of producing and transporting all of these things, which in turn affects the cost of living. Unfortunately, the price of oil is largely determined by global events that are impossible to predict. The only thing that we can do is hope for the best. If oil prices come down, it will help bring down inflation. If oil prices go up, it will make inflation worse. No. 3. Consumer confidence. When consumers are confident in the economy, they are more likely to spend money. Consumer confidence is a big deal because consumer spending accounts for a huge portion of the GDP. If consumers are confident, businesses will be more likely to raise prices. Why wouldn't they? There is more demand for their products, so they can charge more for them. However, if consumers are not confident in the economy, they will be less likely to spend money. This will put downward pressure on prices. Businesses will not be able to charge as much for their products because there is less demand for them. So basically, the more confident consumers are in the economy, the higher prices will be, and the lower consumer confidence will bring prices down. Now, there is no way to perfectly manage these variables. All we can do is try to minimize the damage done by the ones that we can't control. For example, we can't control the price of oil, but we can control how dependent we are on oil. We could invest more into public transportation, bike lanes, and other things that would reduce our dependence on oil. We can't directly control interest rates, but we can try to reduce our national debt. The less debt we have, the less interest we will have to pay on it, which means that we will have more money to invest back into the economy. We can't directly control consumer confidence, but we can try to make people feel more secure. This can be done by investing in education, infrastructure, and other things that will improve the quality of life. Now, I know that many of you are probably thinking that this is all just a waste of time because nothing will ever be done, but I strongly disagree. Things will be done. It might not happen tomorrow or next week, but it will happen eventually. We have no choice but to take care of our planet. If we don't, then we will destroy it. And believe it or not, we are already seeing the benefits of this transition. Even though inflation is still high, it has started to come down. And even though energy prices are still high, they have also started to come down. And even though consumer confidence is still low, it has started to rise. We are already seeing the benefits of the hard work that has been done over the past few years. And as time goes on, things will get better and better. Just remember that good things take time, but in the end, it will all be worth it. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something new. If you did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Also, big shout out to all of my supporters. You guys helped me out tremendously, and I'll see you in the next video.